Well, good afternoon, everybody. So nice to see people back within the church. Thank you so much for attending today. And a big welcome too to our online congregation, sat there in the comfort of your own homes. The lovely Pauline will be looking after you in the chat bar there as our online host and moderator. So thank you, Pauline. Great pleasure to introduce today's guest medium, the lovely Toni. Those of you watching last week will notice we just swapped. Toni, we're looking forward to your service.
Thank you.
So without further ado, if I could ask you for the opening blessing, please. Thank you, Madam.
As Laurie was saying last week, you get to a point where you need to work. You need to work, and we are getting to that point, which to me, in a way, is a good sign because it means that we're moving forward. So, and it's lovely to be here, both for those that are online and for those in the room. Welcome. Right, if you would like to join me in a moment's quiet, and then we'll go into prayer. Dear Father, Divine Spirit, as we gather here today, facing the challenges of life, we thank you for the new day which is given to us. We thank you for the love, the support and the guidance that in so many ways inspires us as we go through this earthly life. I ask for your love and energies to go forward, to support those in the world that need your support, those that are suffering the consequences of the last year. There's been no country in the world that hasn't been touched. We also remember our family, our friends, and those we come in contact with each and every day. And we send out our love to the lost and the lonely, the homeless and the hungry, and the children of the world. We ask you to support them so that they may grow and be able to lead a life that is good and supportive with love. But also as we go forward, we also thank you for all those that give up their time, those that work in emergency services, the doctors, the nurses and the ambulance men, and those that have given up their time as volunteers to support others in need, and those that keep in places such as this open. We thank you. We thank you for their strength, their guidance and their love. But as we go forward in this service, we also thank you for our loved ones in spirit for being with us each and every day. We thank you for the guidance and the knowledge that they walk with us and that we are not alone. And as we go forward in this service, I put each one in your care. And we ask our loved ones, our guides, and our spirits to come close, to guide this service so that we can go forward and speak in your truth and love. Amen.
Amen. Lovely. Thank you very much, Toni. Just let me double check. I know I've done this.
Yeah.
I have to double check every time. See, I knew I've done it. I don't trust myself. Never mind. That's for the benefit of people at home. So if you'd like to join me now in saying the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you. I'd now like to hand back over to Toni, please, for your reading and address. Thank you very much, Toni.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm going to have to remove that because I need to put my glasses on. So. Today I've chosen a reading, and I think many of you would have heard from Neil Donald Walsh, Conversations with God. Not that communication, thank you.
Conversation with somebody else.
Yeah.
I'd like your dog.
All right. And he says, you can't lose in this game. You can't go wrong. It's not part of the plan. There's no way out, and then, there's no way not to get where you're going. There's no way to miss your destination. If God is your target, you're in luck, because God is so big you can't miss. That's the big worry, of course. The big worry is that somehow we'll mess up and not get to ever see you or be with you. You mean get to heaven? Yes. We're all afraid of going to hell. So you've already placed yourself there. Interesting strategy. There you are, being flip again. I can't help it. The whole hell thing brings out the worst in me. Good grief, you're a regular comedian. It took you this long to find out. Have you looked at the world lately? Which brings me to another question. Why don't you fix the world instead of allowing it to go to hell? Why don't you? Well, I don't have the power. Nonsense. You've the power and the ability right now to end world hunger this minute, to cure diseases this instant. What if I told you your own medical profession holds back cures, refuses to approve alternative medicines and procedures because they threaten the very structure of the healing profession? What if I told you that the governments of the world do not want to end world hunger? Would you believe me? I'd have a hard time with that. I know that's the populist view, but I can't believe it's actually true. No doctor wants to deny a cure. No countryman wants to see his people die. No individual doctor, that's true. No particular countryman. But I can't believe, but doctor and politician, I can never say that, have become institutionalized, and it's the institutions that fight these things. Sometimes very subtly, sometimes unwittingly, but inevitably, because of those institutions, it's a matter of survival. And so, to give you just one very simple and obvious example, doctors in the West deny the healing efficiencies of doctors in the East, because to accept them, to admit that certain alternate modules might just provide healing, would be to tear at the very fabric of the institution itself. This is not malevolent, yet it is insidious. The profession doesn't do this because it's evil, it does it because it's scared. An attack is a call for help. I read that. Yes, I put it there. Boy, you have an answer for everything. Which reminds me, we only just started getting to your questions. We're discussing how to get your life on track, how to get it to take off. Life is a creation, not a discovery. You do not live each day to discover what it holds for you, but create it. You are creating your reality every moment, probably without even knowing. Here's why and how it works. I have created you in the image of the likeness of God, and God is the creator. You are three beings in one. You call these three aspects of being anything you want: Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, mind, body, spirit, superconscious, conscious, and subconscious. Creation is a process that proceeds from these three parts of your body. Put another way, you create at three levels. The tools of creation are thought, word, and deed. All creation begins with thought. All creation then moves to the word. And all creation fulfilled is in deed. That which you think of, but thereafter never speak, creates at one level. That which you think of and speaks of creates at another level. That which you think, speak and do becomes made manifest in your own reality. To think, speak and do something which you do not truly believe is impossible. Therefore, the process of creation must include belief or knowing. This is absolute faith. This is beyond hoping. This is knowing of a certainty. By your faith shall ye be healed. Therefore, the doing part of creation always includes knowing. It's at gut level, a total certainty, a complete acceptance as reality of something. This place of knowing is a place of intense and incredible gratitude. It is a thankfulness in advance, and that perhaps is the biggest key to creation, to be grateful before and for the creation. Such taking for granted is not only condoned but encouraged. It is the sure sign of mastery. Celebrate and enjoy all that you create or have created. To reject any part of it is to reject a part of yourself. Whatever it is that is now presenting itself as part of your creation, own it, claim it, bless it, and be thankful for it. Seek not to condemn it, for to condemn it is to condemn yourself. If there is some aspect of creation you find you do not enjoy, bless it and simply change it. Choose it again, call forth a new reality, think of a new thought, say a new word, do a new thing. Do this magnificently and the rest of the world will follow you. Call for it to say, I am life and the way, and follow me. This is how to manifest God's will on earth as it is in heaven. If it's all as simple as that, if these steps are all we know, all we need, why does it not work that way for more of us? It does work that way for all of you. Some of you are using the system consciously with full awareness, and some of you are using it unconsciously without even knowing what you are doing. Some of you are walking in wakefulness, and some of you are sleepwalking. Yet all of you are creating your own reality, using the power I have given you and the process I have described. So you've asked when your life will take off, and I've given the answer. You get your life to take off by first becoming very clear in your own thinking. Think about what you want to be, do and have. Think about it often until you are very clear about this. Then when you are very clear, think about nothing else. Imagine no other possibilities. When your thoughts are clear and steadfast, begin to speak them as truth. Say them out loud and use the great command that calls forth creative power. I am. Make I am statements. I am the strongest creative statement in the universe. Whatever you think, whatever you say, after the words, I am. There is no other way the universe knows how to work. There is no other route it is known to take. The universe responds to I am as would be a genie in a bottle. You say release all doubts and reject all fears. Lose all pessimism. But these things are easier said than done. Throw all negative thoughts out. Might as well read Climb Mount Everest before lunch. It's rather a large order. Harnessing your thoughts and exercising control of them is not as difficult as it might seem. And neither is climbing Mount Everest. It's all as a matter of discipline. It's a question of intent. The first step is learning to monitor your thoughts, to think about what you are thinking. And when you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts, thoughts that negate your highest idea, what about a think again? I want you to do this literally. If you think you're in the doldrums or in a pickle and no good can come of it, think again. If you think the world is a bad place, filled with negative events, think again. If you think your life is falling apart and it looks as if you never get it back together, think again. You can train yourself to do this. Look how well you've trained yourself not to. Thank you. I've never had the process set out for me so clearly, and I wish it were as easily done as said. But now at least I can understand, I think. So as I was saying before, that is Conversation with God from Neil Donald Walsh. And when I find that chapter, because I thought, well, actually, it relates to today. All the hardship we've gone over the last year. There's been many of us that have been able, and I don't think any of us have kept a positive attitude 100% of the time. We've all had our low periods, and that's only natural. But how much easier is it if we can have a positive attitude? Things don't go your way, but we need to learn to live in the moment. So that moment, it didn't work out for you. Move to the next moment and look more positive so that we can go forward. We can go forward and support each other. I don't think this last year there is not one of us that hasn't been affected in any way. There are so many ways, whether it's being able to get out, to meet the family, to join our loved ones, and how much do we take life for granted before? It has stopped us in our shoes. It's made us look anew. We realise that material things don't really matter. As long as we've got a coat on our back, we've got food for the day. It's the love, the energies around us, and the energies that we can pass on and support each and every one. You know, I always go on about it, I know, but it's, you pass someone and you never know if they've spoken to anyone that day. Always say hello, a positive. I'm one of those people who walk around the corridor at work, or used to. There's not so many people there now. And I'll give everybody a good morning, a hello, a smile. You don't always get a reaction back, but you never know how much that little bit can touch someone. It can be a massive thing for some people. Then you get other people that see lots of people, but how much connection do they actually have with everyone? One of the topics that Spirit often speak to me about, and I know I can be a little bit down in the doldrums. I don't like to say negative, but I can be a little bit down in the doldrums. But they often speak about being positive. Because the more positive you are, the more positivity you attract. Spirit are very good at pulling you out of the doldrums, of being low. They bring the love, and that love and energy is what does lift you up. And as it's a way of believing, having faith. You know, I call it God. Other people have their own word for it. But it doesn't matter what you call it, it's the same. Whatever religion, that energy, that love is there for everyone. Sometimes we're not our own best friend because we can push it away. Sometimes we're looking for something that isn't real love. Did I say that? What we interpret to be love. How would we survive if we didn't have it? We become robots. It's the emotional side of life. It's the love that gives us that lift. And that's where spirit come in. Spirit are love 100%. They're with you. It doesn't matter what temper, what emotion you're in at that time. They are with you for the very best reason to be there. And that's just to lift you and to support you through this life. I mean, to be honest, this year's not been very good for a lot of us, has it? You know, as I said before, we can't be with our loved ones when we want to be. We're not free like we used to be. We're not taking things for granted. But that's our own faults because we've led a life up till now. You know, and as it said, we manifest our own life. We create it from day to day. So, I'm running out of thoughts now. So I'm going to go, but just do your best. That's all you can do. Just do your best to be positive. Attract the right love. And just accept it. And then when somebody tells you they love you, accept it. So I'll leave you with those thoughts and thank you for listening to me. God bless you all.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Toni. Very, very true. A lot in that reading that you can pick up on. And I think one of the biggest things was, you know, we've got to be honest, we've just spent a whole year of living in fear of one sort of another, and those fears will continue on to looking at thoughts of the future. But if you allow that fear to rule and dominate you, what sort of conditions are you creating for yourself? We've got to be practical. I know that. We've got to be practical. But if you can tackle those things which are really concerning us and look at it and go, okay, how can I make the best out of this? Or, okay, that's going to happen, I can't stop it, but I can do what I need to do. I can react in some way. So yeah, lovely thoughts. Thank you so much, Toni.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we now go on to that part of the service where we practice healing. And healing is a gift not given to a few, but available to all. All right. Everybody runs out of the room.
Lumps in the water.
Where was I? Oh yes, healing.
Healing.
Yeah, I need an auto cue. No, I don't. I've got the best auto cue in the world, or not this world. Anyway, healing is not a gift of the few. Healing is a gift available to everybody. We can all heal because we're all spirit. We all heal on different levels, in different ways, with different conditions, with different people, in different situations. But being part and parcel of that one combined energy allows us also to sit here for the short time, to think of people, friends, foes, loved ones, matters not, and just to imagine that love surrounding them, encompassing them, uplifting them, and never forgetting to ask for healing for ourselves also, because we do give, we always give, but it's not selfish to ask for healing for ourselves, because we all need that upliftment, we all need that peace, we all need that calm. So as we go into this healing part of the service, we'll play some gentle music, and I'll just give a very short guided meditation just to start you off with, and then leave you in that peace and that comfort for that short time, and then bring you back. So I'd like you to imagine, please, that you are there in beautiful meadows. The grass is that verdant green of spring, here and there broken up by beautiful buttercups and daisies, that wonderful tapestry that only nature can weave. And around the edge of the meadow there are trees, now with buds bursting into life, and again that beautiful, wonderful colour that you only get at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of its creation. You can almost feel that life force emanating from that natural energy that surrounds and uplifts you. And as you sit or pause a while within that meadow, just stand, encompassing all that you can see, all that you can hear, all that you can smell, all the things that all your senses can pick up upon. And just enjoy this brief respite, this brief time away from winter, in that time of new birth, of new beginnings. Witness to the cycle of life as it continues to turn, as it always has and always will. as you gently return to that point in which your journey started, bringing back with you that peace, that energy, that vibrancy, and that knowledge that each and every one of us are conduits for healing, for compassion, for upliftment, and for love. Each and every one are our own mediums, our own ones able to link in to that wondrous power from beyond. Amen. I'm chilled now. Toni, my darling, after taking you into a lovely chilling meditation, now you can get up and start working. Isn't that nice of me?
Yes. Lovely, thank you. That was lovely. Oh, lovely energy. Right. As many of you may know, before I start, I usually like to start with a bit of humour, and it is usually children's humour. No different today. A little boy was doing his homework one evening and turned to his father and said, "Dad, where would I find the Andes?" And his father turned round and replied, "Don't ask me, ask your mother. She's the one that puts everything away." Just something simple, but it does raise the vibrations and gives us a laugh.
I'm so glad you didn't say on the end of my armsies.
There is that one as well. Right, at the moment, obviously if I come to you, we like yeses, but maybes and nos we can work with, and we'll get there in the end. Right, have an energy building up with me, and as I lifted my glass, it's a gentleman, and I feel he liked a dram. So that leads me to think that on the Scottish side, or he didn't drink a lot, but he did like the little dram on special occasions, I want to say. And I'm being pulled to the gentleman at the back. Can you understand this?
Not really.
You're not. Okay, well. Yeah. There's he's also shown me a pipe. A gentleman used to smoke a pipe, and I also do believe that it's not the same gentleman. I want to go back a generation or two, and it was a good old-fashioned pipe, and it even bent a little bit. It wasn't the straight pipes.
I can't think of anybody.
You can't think. Okay. I feel that both the gentlemen, anybody else, be aware of this. You
can take the whiskey, but not the pipe.
Not the pipe. I do feel that these two gentlemen are connected with a family link, and I want to say that they're of different generations, so one is after the other. And I feel that they were both men that worked with their hands, so they were manual workers, is the impression I get. They weren't afraid of being mucky, is the word I get, because that was part of their job. But I also want to take out of this area. I'm not very good with geography, but I want to go north from here. And I would say sort of Middle England. You can take. How can I work with you then? Okay. There's also, I want to, the way they've put it, there's a horde of family in spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
More
And-
over there than here.
Yeah, but that's the way they put it, a horde, not just a lot of family, it was a horde of them. And there's one particular lady she's bustling through everyone, and she would have taken charge here. If anything wasn't going the way it should, she'd come in, put her sleeves up and get on with it and get it sorted.
Yeah.
But she, like them, the two gentlemen came forward. She would always let the gentleman lead the way, but then she would come in and take over. You're not sure about that?
I don't know the gentle. One of them I believe is my dad. The other one might.
So,
be.
yeah, let me okay. The lady I have with me, she's got a burst of energy. But at the end of the day, she would sit down and then, that's done, a big sigh. But then the next day, she would get up with that energy again and continue, and she would be like that all day until the evening, and then the evening she would let everything go. But that was her way of coping. She had, and I want to say, some tragedies in her life.
Many.
But that's how she coped. It was normal for her. She put everything at the back of her mind and work with the day that she had. But she wants to bring this energy to you. She's saying that there are certain things that have happened in your life that perhaps you haven't put to the past. Certain things that still turn the cogs in your mind. She said, nothing can change it. It's done and dusted. Start each new day afresh. She's also saying that she found that by doing this herself, it gave her the strength to carry on.
Okay.
And it's that strength and that energy she's given to you.
Thank you.
They've just thrown in the 6th of April.
I can take the 7th of April.
Oh. I think that might be close enough.
I'll take that one. Thank you. And she's also saying there were 3 young ones that returned home.
I have 3 children.
She's brought in a swan, and I want to say it's symbolic, but a swan, where a swan nurtures and protects its young in its wings. But this is how she was. Or is, I should say, because she's still doing that. She's still doing that. And there are times when you measure yourself against her. But she said, you're your own person.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. She knows that you are doing your very best. And there's times that you've gone without so others can have.
Yeah.
The Spirit are very, very aware of that. She's given me a memory. I want to say there was a hole in a shoe. And it was you were going somewhere, I feel it's you, but it could be her, but she had a hole in the shoe, she's going somewhere, and she wanted to look nice. Now I'm saying her. And she got wet foot.
My shoes
True.
fell apart about 6 months ago.
So it's just one of those things to let you know she's aware of what's happening and she's still with you.
Okay.
She's showing me I want to say an older piece of furniture, a dark piece, like a sideboard.
Table.
There's something, it's against the wall.
Yes.
There's something there that means something to the both of you. I'm trying to see what it is. I want to say it's something like a silver candlestick, something like that, that should mean something. Something tall and slim. I can't see it clearly, to be honest, but she's saying it's on the side, but it's just to let you know that she's still there.
Okay.
Oh, okay. She's with humour. She's holding it in her hands because it's quite a weighty object. So there's a memory link for you now. She's got it in her hand, and it's something she would have warned people with. She's having a little bit of humour there.
Okay.
And also she's brought in old money, and I want to say shillings and pence. The old 6 and 9, something like that, she's saying. That somebody's got some old coinage somewhere.
Possibly, but my husband's just done a quiz for the residents with old money, decimal quiz.
Okay.
Oh, she left us sixpences when she died. She had
Oh, that's
sixpences
good.
made.
Oh,
Two
bless,
necklaces
thank
made.
you. Thank you. But she's stepping back a little bit now, and she's saying that she wasn't the most tactile person, but she's giving you a pat on the back, and she's saying well done. But she just wanted to come in because she could, and just to let you know that she's with you,
Thank you very much.
but to take her strength, and you can say no as well.
Never said no.
No, you can say no.
Okay.
All right, so I leave her, love, with you.
Thank you very much.
God bless. I'm being pulled to the lady in pink. She's got her eyes closed. I'm going to disturb you. Sorry. I don't know why yet, but I was just pulled to you. Right. I'm getting the feeling that life is upside down at the moment, and I've also been shown one of the old tin spinning tops. Remember the? And it's like your mind's going round and round and round and round and not knowing. And they're laughing because they're just saying, just as you get a moment's peace, we interrupt. But because you are at that moment's peace, that's why they can come close. They're saying that because your mind is always so busy, they can't come close when you need them. But we're here now. I have the name Edward given to me. I want Ed or Edward. Not a family link, but in your, take you back a few years, it would have been in a work environment. And I feel that the gentleman's just coming in, and he was a quiet man, but when you got him on his own, he could talk. And I feel when he passed, it was quite a quick passing, and everybody was surprised. But he's just saying a thank you to you because you gave him time.
Thank you.
I also being pulled to a brotherly link. Not him, another energy coming through, and a brotherly link, but your brother's still here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They're saying, you don't need to answer it, but have you spoke to him lately, and do you know what's really going on? There's
Not since Christmas time.
there needs to be some communication there.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
I feel that things are not wonderful for him,
Yeah.
and perhaps he just needs to verbalise things.
Yeah. Okay.
As I said, they're asking, have you contacted him lately? I feel that when you are together, you can have some wonderful conversations, but they're not too often.
Yeah. That's right.
So they're giving you a nudge just to contact him.
I will.
I also feel that there's anniversary in February coming up very close
Yeah.
for you, and they're just giving you that reminder. Not that you need reminding,
No.
but they're just
Too
that
many
it's not
February.
forgotten. No. I feel it's to do with a gentleman, and he's stood back. He's not coming too close, but he is there.
Yeah.
So I feel that there's a shyness around him, particularly like with other people rather than yourself. But it's just to give you the evidence that he's still with you.
Right. Thank you.
There's a silver coloured ring.
Yeah.
So he took me to that finger, a silver coloured ring. And he's saying a promise is a promise. No.
Right.
I feel that he wants to say more, but because it's public he won't, and this is what he was like in life.
Yeah. Sure.
So that is, he's coming close. So if you can sit quietly at home, and then he can come close and things can be said between the two of you.
Right. Thank you.
He's also letting me know that there are travel plans. I mean, we've all had that, but there are travel plans but it was a massive disappointment for you.
Right.
But look ahead. What he's saying is it doesn't have to be when you planned it originally. You can do it any time, and it will still mean the same things.
Right.
I don't feel this gentleman's been over in spirit for a long, long time,
Yeah.
and he's okay. Although he was open-minded, you wouldn't have found him in church here today.
Yeah.
And I also feel that there is Catholic connections there as well. Very hard because he's quite reserved with me, but he needed to come through today,
Thank
for the both of you. Also, the name's been given to me, a Linda that you're aware of.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I've had conversations with her about this movement,
That's right, yeah.
and that's opening the resources both for you, for her and for him. There's a little triangle there that they can come through.
Thank you.
All right. And also he's given me the month of May. Okay. He said thank you, very polite gentleman. He's lovely, is what you would call a real gentleman when he was here. But he's saying thank you, and please, if when you get the chance, sit quietly at home, keep that mind quiet, and then he'll be able to come closer to you. All right. I'll leave his love with you. God bless. Thank you.
That's why I come here, you get quiet.
Yes, yeah. Sarah, come back to you. I'm not sure why yet, but I am pulled to you. It's the energy. Right, I feel there's a longingness. I want to say that I don't want to say a loneliness, I want to say a longingness for knowledge. Okay. They're letting me know you're a practical man. You like to see the evidence. And although you're given evidence, you can't see it. And you want the material evidence. They're saying, because you are aware of spirit around you, and they're saying to keep your eyes open. It's there. And although you know, because you have the thoughts and the pictures in your head, you want it here as well.
Yes.
Be more open. I know you are open, but be more patient. And again, like the lady, learn to open up in yourself. I mean, we all do it. You know, I'm stood here and there's times when I think, oh, that's not enough. I want something else. And we are given to it, but it does take effort on both sides. But there's also an impatientness about you at the moment.
Yes.
I mean, it's the times we're in at the moment. You can't get out and about doing what you want to do.
There are things I'm trying to get done that
So-
I just can't.
Yeah. But again, it's learning to be patient. They will get done when they're meant to get done. That's what they're saying. I have a gentleman that's building with me, and he had something to do with the mines, but I don't want to say coal mines.
No, I know.
They're not taken away, so be aware of that. But I also, okay, there was a gentleman that delivered coal, and not when you were younger, but independent. A gentleman that you're aware of that used to deliver coal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The character that's coming through is that he was a real jolly fella, and he had a good word to say about everyone.
Well, I knew him. He was more my brother's friend.
Yeah. But also, he's letting me know about an incident to do with electricity lately. Did you need an electrician or try it yourself and it didn't quite go right?
No, I didn't try myself, but I understand.
You understand? And that was the things about life he liked, because it didn't always go as planned, but he always looked on the bright side. And in that way, they wanted to lift your spirits up, because there's times when, I want to say, things don't go quite right, and there was a few words spoken. But what they were trying to do is just to lift your energies so that you can look back and laugh about it now. Oh. They've just shown me the old fire buckets, the red fire buckets full of sand. It should be a memory link for you. I'm not sure where it is at the moment. You've got, I mean, that's obvious, isn't it? Got connections with a fireman or a fire station, but I don't.
I've had some people around checking things at the community centre.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And they've had to do
They
different
were-
fire signs and things, yeah.
Yeah, because it didn't fit in with, you know,
No, it took
obviously
me a while.
you go to a fire, yeah, you think about fire station, but that didn't seem right. So, yeah, but it was the old-fashioned red buckets with the sand in it. You don't see those very often these days, do you? Showing my age as well. Okay. Okay. Given me water. Is there a roof? A roof that needs looking at?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. And see, all these things they're bringing in, and I can't say who I'm with, I'll be honest, but the energy's there and they're with you. But there's all these things that are happening at the moment, and you're scratching your head and thinking, why now?
Yeah. Can do, yeah.
But they just want to let you know they're with you. There's no message that I can bring forward, but they just want to let you know that you're not forgotten and you're not on your own. All right.
Probably because I've been having a go.
Yeah. So they keep at a distance but letting you know. I know that feeling. The other thing I've got is, I want to say there was a diamond celebration that wasn't able to take place or was missed. Diamond, you usually go for wedding anniversaries, don't you? But there's a 60th. But I feel that it was missed or it couldn't take place.
It was a while back, but it was like my 60th birthday, which was a while ago. For health reasons, I had to cancel it. So whether that's
So,
what I mean.
okay. But there was still lots of jollity and laughter around that time.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got a lady coming in, a quiet lady. No, she, a private lady is what I want to say. Coming in close, she was quiet with her views, but she could be fun as well when it come to family parties. She loved the get-togethers. She loved the families being together. But she enjoyed her life. And I want to say probably the right word for her would be a sedate lady, and she was graceful. You're not connecting with this lady, are you? No.
All of the women in our family are very strong and very strong.
No, I don't feel. I'm probably losing the connection there. So and then I'll find where this lady belongs. So thank you for working with me.
And thank
Right,
you.
just a quick one.
Yeah.
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 Lynn, you can take this quiet lady.
Can I?
No, sorry.
Can you take
Can I?
quiet lady?
I feel she's stood here next to you, but I feel it's one of you two. Let me see. It's come in with a great calmness. She had a great knowledge of what was going on without speaking out. And if she had anything to say to somebody, she wouldn't say it in public, she'd take you to one side. So she had this inner strength.
Yeah.
I want to give you March and April. And she's walking with you to give you the strength to continue the next few months. All right? But just to let you know, she's with you every step of the way.
Thank you.
Like Lynn, she's holding your hand. She had quite long bony fingers, because I can see her hands. Very gentle skin, very smooth, gentle skin, but long bony fingers. But she liked them. She liked her long fingers. People used to say, do you play the piano? But she didn't. But she's just there.
Say that about mine.
She's just there. She's just letting you know she's with you. So I'll leave that because of time. So I'll leave that with you. God bless you all.
Thank you, Toni. Yeah.
Thank you all for this afternoon. Thank you all for your energies and love.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Toni. We now move on to the notices for the week. Our online activities. We have meditations at Monday night at 7 p.m, Saturday morning at 9 a.m. These are just short 5-minute meditations, just a little top up. Tony's a regular attender. Just a little top up to keep us a bit more saner. Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, live on the church Facebook page. We have our Lyceum night, and this week we have Kate Green from Manchester who will be talking. Kate's one of these mediums who's really encompassed the online activities, and she is working herself as a medium, started up several groups supporting people, and also taken over, well, she's on the committee running a church up in Manchester now, so she's really thrown herself into this time. So we're going to have a talk with Kate and get some inspiration. Saturday night at 7 p.m, we have live on the church Facebook page, we have Gillian Schofield, who's going to be doing an introduction to shamanism. Those of you who have seen our online programs on the Saturday night, you know we've a very eclectic mix of different topics along spiritualism and spirituality. We've had several people talking about certain aspects of shamanism. Well, Gillian's going to give us a basic intro into what it's about. So looking forward to that. I love going back to the beginning with things. Sunday morning at 10:45 on Zoom, we have our first of our divine services, and next Sunday will be taken by Julian Harper. And next Sunday, live back here within the church at 3 o'clock, 2:30 doors open, we welcome in Phyllis Rumney. So I'll just quick thank you to all the mediums in the area. We've had to do a quick reshuffle again with all the bookings. People like the lovely Toni here have stepped forward because we can't get people from out of the area. Well, we're not getting people from out of the area. So it's quite limited our reserve, but thankfully people are stepping up and quite happy to enjoy working again once more with people. So thank you.
Thank you.
If I could ask you for your closing blessing, please, Toni.
Thank you for a lovely afternoon to all. I just want to leave you with a little thought. My thing to go through life is to say, whether you can't or whether you can, you're right. And I'm always beating myself up with that. So. Anyway, with that, please join me in closing prayer. Dear Father, Divine Spirit, I thank you once again for bringing those to this service today. I ask you to guide them and to keep them safe as we go forward in this life and at this time. I ask for protection and guidance to us all until we meet again. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Toni. And also thank you so much for everybody attending here today. Thank you, Princess. You've been exceptionally good.
It's lovely to have a little one in.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you all, everybody online watching us, and Pauline for being the host and moderator. Thank you to the volunteers who are working hard to work the door at work the doors. We've got to have bouncers now. You know what I mean. But being that welcoming face and ensuring that we all are aware of the safety features. But of course, obviously, safety is everybody's responsibility in these days. So thank you all for attending. Sadly, we don't sit around with a cup of tea now and have a natter. Do you remember that? Yeah, I remember we used to do that. Yeah, and cake, definitely. So I'll just ask, as you leave the church, if we could leave from the back first to save crossing over with people. Please don't congregate in groups together anywhere on the church property. That is a very big no-no at the time. But thank you. Thank you for coming today. And I really hope that being in the church has brought you that which you need at this time. Thank you very much.
You're all right. Thank you. She needs that. Oh, this lady just got in the room. Yeah, she's.